Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. Please ensure your phone line is muted. Thank you. First, we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we begin our first general session of March, I want to take a moment to recognize Women's History Month. Celebrated each March, it is a time to honor the countless contributions women have made throughout history and to acknowledge their ongoing influence in shaping our communities. Here in Franklin County, this month carries special meaning as we celebrate the women who have broken barriers, led with determination, and worked tirelessly to uplift those around them. From public service and education to business and the arts, women in our community continue to drive progress and create lasting change. This month is not only an opportunity to reflect on the past, but also to look forward, reaffirming our commitment to advancing equality and empowering the next generation of women leaders. We encourage everyone to take time this month to recognize the achievements of local women, engage in conversations about the challenges that remain, and inspire meaningful action. And as you know, on this dais, you have two women history makers. We've talked about and shared our experiences from the beginning of the year all the way through Black History Month, and that continues on through Women's History Month with myself, as well as our new prosecutor, Shayla Favor. And so, as always, you know, we thank the women trailblazers, and all of those who have come before us and whose shoulders we stand on. All right. If I can get approval of the minutes for the January 23rd and January 30th, 2025 briefing sessions, and the January 28th and February 4th, 2025 general sessions.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
First up, we have the auditor's office.
Resolution number 15725. Resolution authorizing a contract with The Ohio State University Office of Age-Friendly Innovation Center for a study to better understand the current challenges and opportunities of administering the homestead exemption in the amount of $4,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. P.R. Casey, General Counsel, Deputy Chief of Staff to Franklin County Auditor Michael Stenziano. The first resolution we have is a contract with the Ohio State University Office of Age-Friendly Innovation Center. That is about administering the auditor's responsibility under Ohio statute to administer the homestead exemption. The homestead exemption is a statewide program which allows qualified senior citizens and permanently and totally disabled homeowners to reduce their property tax burden by shielding some of the auditor's appraised value of their homes from taxation. The exemption takes the form of a tax credit on property tax bills. There is evidence that suggests strongly that the older adult population in Franklin County is growing, and that between 2010 and 2040, the number of older adults 65 and older living in Franklin County is projected to double. Therefore, Ohio's homestead exemption will continue to increase in importance to Franklin County's aging population. The goal of the partnership with Age-Friendly Columbus and Franklin County Age-Friendly Innovation Center will be to host 3 focus groups to better understand the current challenges and opportunities of administering the homestead exemption. And I will add that during briefing on Thursday, Deputy Commissioner Bivens did suggest that Department of Aging and the Auditor's Office talk about this contract and this work and see if there is avenues for collaboration. And that meeting is currently, I believe, being scheduled. With that said, I can take any questions. But we do request passage of this resolution today.
There are no comments or questions. I'll move approval of Resolution 15725.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 15725 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 15825, resolution authorizing a contract with Robert Half Incorporated for the provision of professional talent solution consulting pursuant to the authority of Section 12504 of the Ohio Revised Code in the amount of $40,000.
Yes, this is our second resolution for the day, second and final one. Pursuant to Code Section 319.11, the Franklin County Auditor is required to prepare a financial report of the county for the preceding fiscal year as described by code. Each year, as part of its reporting duties, the Franklin County Auditor prepares the annual comprehensive financial report in conformity with generally accepted accounting principles and the Franklin County Popular Annual Financial Report. The auditor now aims to contract with Robert Half and Company for professional talent solution consulting services for assistance in preparing the 2024 annual comprehensive financial reports. This would further the auditor's goals of ensuring transparency and accuracy in the county's finances. I can take any questions, but do urge passage and request passage of the resolution today.
Commissioner Boyce has a question.
Yeah, thank you. So is the contract for the actual production of the CAFR, or is it, I'm confused as to what Robert Half is doing with regards to the CAFR, because they should, to me, those they're not already embedded in our audits?
Yes, thank you for the question, Commissioner Boyce. It is not for the production of the entire report. It is for a segment of the report. We did lose an individual rather unexpectedly from the employment of the office who had a task to do a segment of the report. Given the time constraints, we are in the process of filling that position internally. However, given the time constraints we need assistance from Robert Half to fill that individual's goal or responsibilities for a segment of the report, not the entire report.
Okay, thank you, Madam President.
Yes.
So what's the segment of the report they have to do?
I do not have that information in front of me right now, as this is not my area of expertise, but I could get that to you certainly today.
Yeah, I'd like a little more, Madam President. I'd like a little more information. I'm supportive of our CAFRs are the documents that allow the public and others to be able to see the inner workings of county financial structure, and I think that's an important presentation and worth the value. But I'm confused as to, though the CAFRs seem to be produced within our normal audit process, so maybe I'm missing something that, and I just want to learn more about it. And don't take that as a criticism. I just want to make sure I fully understand the different components of those.
Sure, understood.
Yep.
I can get you that information.
Thank you. You can get them to Chelsea Barnett in my office. Thanks. Thank you, Madam President.
Will do.
Thank you.
Oh, if there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 158-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 15825 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Next up, we have the engineer's office. And we have a public hearing for Resolution 15925. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Establishing, altering, and widening of the Bryce Road Railroad Crossing Improvement Project, County Road Number 117, Truro Township, Village of Bryce, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed. Engineer to file plans as necessary.
I would like to open the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience or online who would like to speak to this public hearing? Hearing and seeing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 15925, establishing, altering, and widening of the Bryce Road Railroad Crossing Improvement Project, County Road Number 117, Truro Township, Village of Bryce, Franklin County, Ohio, viewed. Engineer to file plans as necessary.
Good morning, Commissioners. Adam Fowler, Franklin County Engineer.
Good morning.
On February 11, 2025, the board declared necessary the Bryce Road Railroad crossing improvement, and on March 4th, 2025, the board viewed said improvement. The resolution authorized the engineer to prepare plans for construction and representation, the second step of the legislative process located in Truro Township, the Village of Bryce. The project seeks to improve safety at the at-grade crossing of Bryce Road, Norfolk Southern Railroad by upgrading the railroad and traffic control. Pending questions, I would ask for your approval.
All right, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 159-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 15925 has been adopted.
We have a public hearing for Resolution 16025. Can the clerk please read the public hearing?
Plans approved for the Safe Routes to School Improvements Project, Franklin Township, Perry Township, and Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
I would like to open the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone in the audience or online who would like to speak to this public hearing? Seeing and hearing none, I would like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 16025, plans approved for the Safe Routes to School Improvements Project, Franklin Township, Perry Township, and Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This resolution authorized plan approval for the Safe Routes to Schools Improvement Project. These four projects located in Franklin and Prairie Township will consist of construction sidewalks, curb ramps within crosswalks to provide safe pedestrian access to Brookside Elementary, Franklin Heights High School, Steeles Elementary, and Worthington Elementary. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 160-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 16025 has been adopted. Resolution number 16125, replacement or rehabilitation of various bridges and structures in Franklin County, Ohio, declared necessary.
This resolution seeks to declare necessary the improvements of various bridges and structures throughout Franklin County. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 161-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 16125 has been adopted. Resolution number 16225, resolution authorizing County Engineer Adam W. Fowler to submit an application and execute project agreements on behalf of Franklin County for Ohio Public Works Commission funding of the Crop Road Drainage Outlet, Pleasant Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This seeks authorization to submit an application and execute agreement on behalf of Franklin County for Ohio Public Works Commission funding for the Crop Road Drainage Outlet located within the Rolling Hills Estate Subdivision, Pleasant Township. Pending questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 162-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 16225 has been adopted. Resolution number 16325, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to apply for Safe Routes to School funding from the State of Ohio Department of Transportation.
This next resolution authorized the county engineer to apply for Safe Routes to School project grants throughout the Ohio Department of Transportation. In further support of the engineer's Complete Streets policy, these grant applications are safety improvements in the vicinity of 5 schools throughout Franklin County. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 164-25. 163-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 16325 has been adopted. Resolution number 16425, report second of the Franklin County Engineer establishing sums of compensation for a portion of the owners of property abutting Frank Road, County Road number 125, at Brown Road, County Road number 142, Hardy Parkway Street, and Frank Road, County Road number 125, at Brown Road, Township Road number 142, Franklin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $326,000.
This resolution seeks compensation for one property owner. This project seeks to improve safety at the existing signalized intersection and existing stop-controlled intersection with modern roundabout. Pedestrian infrastructure upgrades and access management will also be implemented. This is a full parcel acquisition. We negotiated with the property owner, and compensation is based on appraisal for market value. Pending questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 164-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 164-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 165-25, resolution requesting the Ohio Department of Transportation to reduce the speed limit on Cubbage Road, County Road number 188, Blendon Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Our next resolution seeks authorization to request the Ohio Department of Transportation to investigate the speed limit on Cubbage Road beginning at Central College Road and continuing north to Walnut Street. The engineer's office has determined that the speed limit reduction from 55 to 45 would be appropriate. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 165-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 165-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 166-25, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into a contract modification with CESO Incorporated for the Zuber Road Plum Run South Drainage Outlet for an increase of $14,000 for a revised contract amount of $178,281.
This resolution seeks approval of the consultant modification with CISO Inc. for the Zuber Road Plum Road South Drainage Outlet Improvement Project. During the detailed engineering process, it was determined that CISO would need to perform stormwater analysis outside the initial scope of work in order to determine if there was more economical solutions. The total cost of this contract modification will not exceed $14,000. Any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 166-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 166-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 167-25, resolution approving street, storm, and water improvement plans for Galloway East Phase 1, Prairie Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
This resolution seeks approval for the improvements plans for the Galloway East Phase 1 subdivision. Approval of this resolution will allow the developer to begin installation or installing the necessary infrastructure for the development of the subdivision. Any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 167-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 167-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
We have one more.
Oh, yes. Drainage engineer. Back here the same.
Not quite done yet.
You're right.
Thank you, Madam President. Resolution number 168-25, resolution authorizing a transfer of funds to the Stormwater Management Program.
Commissioners, this resolution authorized transfer of $1,344,974 from the general fund to the Stormwater Management Fund to cover the operating and capital improvement expenses for the drainage engineer for the first half of 2025. Pending questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 168-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 168-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Next up, Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 169-25, resolution authorizing contract modification number 1 with Tyler Technologies Incorporated for Munis Enterprise Resource Planning System and single sign-on licenses in the amount of $573,265.66.
Good morning, Commissioners. Julie Lust with the Data Center, and with me today is Data Center CIO Adam Frumkin. This resolution approves a one-year extension of the original 2021 agreement with Tyler Technology for the county's ERP financial management system. The amendment also allows the Data Center to add deployment and deploy single sign-on and multi-factor authentication on the platform, providing a single source of an efficient and secure logon process. This is an essential part of the Data Center's Zero Trust security model, which requires all users to authenticate and be authorized before entering the application. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 169-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 169-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the Office on Aging.
Resolution number 17025, resolution authorizing the acceptance of a donation from Zangmeister Cancer Center, American Oncology Partners, to the Franklin County Office on Aging in the amount of $10,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, Madam Prosecutor, County Administration. Shonda Wingo, Director for the Franklin County Office on Aging. The Zangmeister Cancer Center are partners that serve many of our seniors who are enrolled in the Senior Options Program. And it's those seniors who have shared with Zangmeister how helpful Senior Options has been to them in their aging in place goals. And so as a result, the Zangmeister Center is donating the $10,000 to help to continue our work in helping those Franklin County seniors. This resolution supports goal number 9 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, we respectfully request authorization of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 170-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 17025 has been adopted. Resolution number 17125, resolution authorizing a contract modification and first extension with Mac Mattress Outlet for mattress and bedding services with an increase in the amount of $25,000 for a revised total of $150,000.
Thank you. In 2024, Franklin County entered a contract with Mac Mattress for mattresses and bedding services under Resolution 0246-24, which was through RFP number 2023-11-44 in accordance with Section 307.86 of the Ohio Revised Code. Mac Mattress Outlet will provide FCOA with a range of mattresses and bedding items for seniors, caregivers, and kinship caregivers. These items include mattresses, foundations, platforms, bedding, and other bedding accessories. The available mattress and bedding sizes range from infant to queen, and additional bedding and accessories such as mattresses, mattress protectors, sheet sets, bed and bags, pillows will also be available through this contract. This contract is for the time period of March 19th, 2025 through March 18th of 2026, with 3 one-year optional extensions not to exceed the $150,000. This resolution supports goal number 10 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint and improve overall environmental conditions for neighborhoods of concentrated poverty. Pending any questions, I respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 171-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 17125 has been adopted. Resolution number 17225, resolution authorizing an agreement with the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging for case management services with Office on Aging Senior Options Program in the amount of $5,636,997.
FCA wishes to enter into a contract agreement with COAAA for the operation of its Senior Options Program. COAAA will provide direct case management services for residents enrolled in Senior Options who require face-to-face visits. COAAA will conduct ongoing case management duties for Senior Options participants based on protocols and programmatic policies and guidelines determined by FCOA. In addition, this contract will cover some of the shared service providers and quality improvement activities. This resolution and contract agreement between FCOA and COAAA for the case management services will begin January 1 of 2025 through December 31st of 2025 for the total dollar amount not to exceed $5,636,997. This resolution supports goal number 9 and number 10 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 172-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 17225 has been adopted. Resolution number 17325, resolution authorizing contract agreement with the Franklin County Probate Court for adult guardianship services in the amount of $378,000.
Thank you. For this resolution, Director Messina will join me from the Guardian Service Board. The Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services entered a subaward agreement with the Franklin County Office on Aging on February 25th, 2025, under the approval of Resolution 0146-25 for the provisions of adult protective services. APS provides services to older adults who are in danger of being mistreated and/or unable to protect themselves from abuse, neglect, and exploitation. APS investigates and assesses reports of older abuse, neglect, and/or exploitation, and will link older adults to the appropriate agencies and services. The Franklin County Probate Court will appoint a Franklin County Guardianship Service Board as a guardian as a last resort for individuals deemed incompetent who are over the age of 60 and are referred to the Franklin County Office on Aging. This resolution would authorize a contracting agreement with the Franklin County Probate Court to provide adult guardianship services for the time period of January 1st, 2025 through December 31st of 2025, not to exceed the amount of $378,000. This resolution supports goal number 9 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. And after Director Messina presents, we respectfully request your authorization of this resolution.
Thank you, Director Wingo. Good morning, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Crowley, and Commissioner Grady. I just wanted to present today and stress the importance of this contract for the Guardianship Service Board. We serve as an important advocate for our most vulnerable population in Franklin County, and our contract with APS helps us continue to serve the over 500 people we're currently serving and to take on additional folks as we continue to grow and serve those folks who are in need of guardians. Just so some background, we serve as guardian for individuals 18 to 99. We actually do have a 99-year-old on as a client right now. She turns 100 next month. But anyway, we serve as a guardian of last resort. So the people that we serve have no one else, and they cannot afford to pre-plan or to have any other advocate for them. So we are serving quite a few folks who have no one else in the county, and we do great work. Our social workers, with a staff of 38, are doing great work serving over 500, and we have a little bit of capacity to take on more. But this funding is vitally important to continue to serve and work with Adult Protective Services and the great work they're doing referring folks to us and on the boots on the ground, investigating and finding the problems out there when unfortunately folks are in a bad way. And we step in and hopefully get them in a better way pretty quickly, and the only way we can do that is with your assistance and continued support for the Guardianship Service Board. So pending any questions, I appreciate your support today. Thank you.
Sure. Good morning. Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. Director Wingo, I want to just be sure. This $378,000, is this a part of the allocation of the dollars that come from TANF? Okay.
Yes.
Madam President, if I may, I just want to make a few comments. I had the opportunity to host a conversation regarding guardianship recently, and Director Wingo was kind enough to participate with us. And I just wanted to say that guardianship is probably one of the most overlooked areas of support that exists in entire healthcare continuum or service and care continuum. I was so fortunate to be blessed with the presence of several of our constituents that utilize our services, but more importantly, told their stories of guardianship. And one thing Director Wingo made me realize in this process was that you probably are a guardian in some way and just don't realize it, and how that role, at some point in all of our lives, you will play the role of guardian and may have to support, as Director Wingo said to me, sometimes as a neighbor, have you ever gone and cut the grass for your neighbor who might not be able to do it on their own, or take their trash out because they can't do it? You are carrying out sort of a guardianship-like function. And I wanted to just emphasize that, because what I learned in our discussion around guardianship was the mental health implications that it has on many folks who are serving in a guardianship capacity. And so I just wanted to really thank you for your work and recognize the work you do as sort of the unsung heroes of the quality of life of so many of our seniors. And so thank you for what you do, and maybe, Director Ringo, as we have more deeper dive conversations later, we'll get you involved in some of those conversations.
Looking forward to it. I'm making my mission for everybody to know you're a caregiver, so you can get ahead of what's yet to come. The first step is acknowledging that you're a caregiver, and then you realize that there's all of these services available. But the first step is, if you're doing anything for a senior, cutting their grass, checking on their medicine, going with them to the doctor's appointment, you are a caregiver, and we thank you, and we're here to support you.
If there are no further comments, move for adoption of, Lord have mercy, 173-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 173-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 174-25, resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Jewish Family Services for on-site case management services.
I'm not sure if you all have heard that Ohio has one of the fastest growing populations of seniors, with the expectation of the senior population to increase by 33% by 2030. As the result, the Franklin County Office on Aging has been intentional about being where our our seniors are and their families are in the community. Through a partnership with the Jewish Family Services, FCOA will station a case manager on site. This case manager will be able to provide services including assessing older adults for service eligibility and screening older adults for home needs and other support and service linkage. FCOA can make assessments and assist with screening older adults at the Jewish Family Services on site, and including in helping residents apply and get linked with services both within the Office on Aging, HHS, and other community partners. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes to authorize this MOU with Jewish Family Services through Case Management Services for the time period of March 1st, 2025 through February 28th of 2026, with the option to extend for 2 additional successive and continuous one-year terms. The resolution supports goal number 9 and number 10 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we would respectfully request authorization of this resolution.
Commissioner, I have one last question. Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator. Director Wingo, this is the first time they're going to be receiving an on-site case manager.
Yes.
For the commissioners and county administration, so that we can track the traffic. Can we get a monthly report of how many folks they're servicing during this time, so that when the extension comes up, we can look at where, if the traffic warrants the.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 174-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 174-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Next, we have child support enforcement.
Resolution number 175-25, resolution authorizing a 4D contract with the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas Division of Domestic Relations and Juvenile Branch in the amount of $1,676,948.87.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration, Prosecutor Favor, Susan Brown, representing the Child Support Program. This resolution requests your consideration in approving the Child Support Enforcement Agency's interagency agreement with the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, Division of Domestic Relations, and Juvenile Branch, beginning February 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $1,676,948.87. The purpose of this contract is to reimburse the court for expenses associated with the judicial processing, adjudication, and the creation of judgment entries on child support-initiated cases. The Child Support Enforcement Agency and Franklin County Courts have a long history of successful collaboration in the establishment and enforcement of child support orders. And this contract is connected to the Rise Together Blueprint Goals number 12 and 13. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval for this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 175-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 175-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Next, we have community partnerships.
Resolution number 176-25, resolution authorizing community partnership grant agreements with various health equity partners for calendar year 2025 in the amount of $1,500,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Brittany Hilliard, Community Partnership Coordinator. This resolution authorizes community partnership grant agreements with various health equity partners for calendar year 2025 in the amount of $1,500,000. The 2025 Community Partnership Health Equity Grant application was open to all nonprofit organizations in Franklin County and was open to a competitive process. The awarded grantees aligned with goals 8 through 10 in the Rise Together Blueprint to promote health equity by improving physical, mental, and behavioral health, by increasing access to care, services, and social connectedness. If there are no comments or questions, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 176-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 17625 has been adopted.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Resolution number 17725, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Greater Columbus Young Lives to support health and wellness in Franklin County while promoting a sense of community and inclusion through programming and resources for young moms in the amount of $15,600.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. D'Amica Withers from the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Young Lives' mission is to support young moms throughout their pregnancies by connecting young mothers with essential resources and fostering a supportive community. They play a vital role in empowering and uplifting teen moms across Franklin County and the Greater Columbus area. Greater Columbus Young Lives aims to continue partnering with local high schools throughout Central Ohio to expand their Lunch Buddies program, fostering empowerment and strengthening young mothers' sense of belonging. The grantee offers young moms the opportunity to be connected with one another and local organizations through the Lunch Buddies program, which provides a monthly lunch during the school day, along with discussions and resources focused on mental health and maternal well-being, empowering them to thrive. This agreement supports several young moms ages 14 to 21 across Central Ohio, providing resources and support through a weekly Lunch Buddies program at 8 different high schools. This resolution supports the Rise Together Blueprint Goal Number 8. Lauren Hall, Executive Director of Greater Columbus Young Lives, is here for comments or questions. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval on this resolution. Lauren.
All right, if there are no comments or questions,
Hello, thanks for having us today. We wanted to give a brief explanation of Lunch Buddies. Our goals with Lunch Buddies is to allow a place for teen moms and dads in our schools to have a safe place to go and to know that they are not isolated and alone. The postpartum depression rate is higher amongst teen moms than it is amongst other mothers, and the graduation rates for high schools are lower amongst teen mothers compared to others. Although we don't have statistics for Lunch Buddies yet because we are newly developing this, over our statistics with Young Lives do prove that the moms in our programming do have higher graduation rates than other programs, than teen moms not involved in our programs.
Thank you so much for being here. Just really quick, and this is a great concept. Just if we could make sure that we connect you to our folks at Celebrate One, Root, and all the other vast of resources to support. I'm sure you're probably already in contact with them, just to support those young moms. In addition to, I think she walked out, our director of child support. There is a 14 and 21 initiative for young moms there as well. Just thinking about alignment, and so that dollars are, aligned, and we're not overextending your resources, and they're not overextending theirs.
Absolutely.
all right. Ready for me? If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 177-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 17725 has been adopted. Resolution number 17825, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Afrocentric Personal Development Shop to support health and wellness in Franklin County by providing vital behavioral health care and personal development programs for youth and adults in the amount of $335,000.
Afrocentric Personal Development Shop, commonly known as APDS, mission is to provide culturally responsible behavioral health care and personal development programs to residents throughout Central Ohio. APDS behavioral health therapeutic outpatient programs provide assistance to residents promoting accountability and change, while being dedicated to helping clients achieve and maintain abstinence from illegal substances through comprehensive treatment services. APDS program activities include enrollment in a 13-week substance use disorder treatment episode, which begins with a comprehensive psychosocial assessment to determine a participant's appropriateness for the recommended level of care. Outpatient service, this program consists of 26 two-hour group sessions and a minimum of 5 individual counseling services, totaling at least 57 hours. Participants must have a minimum of 4 contact hours per week with a staff ratio of 12:1. Each group is facilitated by a State of Ohio certified or licensed substance abuse disorder facilitator qualified to provide individual treatment services. This agreement will support substance abuse disorder treatment services, domestic violence program, youth enrichment program, NCUS workforce program that promotes accountability and creates opportunities for change through comprehensive services. The resolution supports Rise Together Blueprint Goal Number 9. Jerry Saunders, CEO of APDS, is here to answer any questions and provide comments. After questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution. Mr. Saunders?
Thank you, Ms. Withers, President Crawley, Commissioner Grady, Commissioner Boyce, to the Administrator Wilson, to the DCA and First Lady Joy Bivens, and to the prosecutor, County Prosecutor. I thank you guys.
Yeah, she's
for
not
having
First
me
Lady
here.
around here.
Well, you know.
I'm teasing. I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
Favors ain't messing with me. But Whitehall is in Franklin County, so I'm going to honor her as the First Lady too. So
Joy is First Lady of everything. So yeah, so let's just be real about that.
Well, I'm here on behalf of our board of directors, and also joining me is Perry Gregory, the Vice President of NCUS, National Center for Urban Solutions. And we just wanted to come and just thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to contribute and participate in the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. And our effort is to bring about economic stability to families to reduce poverty in Franklin County. I just read the other day, W.E.B. Du Bois had a piece about how you evaluate nations in terms of their economic stability. And he says not by measuring the millionaires, by measuring how little poverty that you have, and also a strong education and health system. And I want to humbly add to W.E.B. Du Bois's work, behavioral health care systems. And so with our program, it's mitigating the stigma and treatment to reduce the official health disparity for Black and brown folks in the community, because that stigma is very strong in those two populations. And so with the marketing that we have added to APDS, along with NCUS, as we know, fabulous marketing component because of the African American Male Walk, which is over 35,000, which we want to get over 50,000 folks in this year. Those folks are the type of people who are our clients. And what we wanted to provide for them is support for them economically in terms of job readiness, education, all of those components. In addition, we're adding mental health. These funds will help us add mental health. And we were talking about doing it in July of this year, and we already have got approved by the State of Ohio, and hopefully we'll have that added by the end of April this year. In addition, we're going for the CARF certification. The State of Ohio requires that we have that completed by February of 2026, and our intent is to have it done by October of 2025. So we've been moving ahead and making these things happen. And this partnership that we got together, it is unusual for our programs, because a lot of times you have different organizations that do that, and we talk about it, but we legally got together and made this work to provide this program. And these funds will help us not only for 2025, but for future years to come in terms of building our capacity. Unless you have any questions?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Can you tell me what is the difference between this resolution, or the work that's going to be done in this resolution, and then the prior resolution under community partnerships for the health equity grants? You were awarded $150,000 for behavioral health. And so if you could just talk to me about the differences between these two initiatives.
President Crawley, yes, definitely glad to do so. And that piece is add more on the mental health side. One of the things that is missing in our community is group grief recovery. A A lot of times we deal with just the actual mental health issues on there, but we have grief recovery and peer-to-peer support would be added with those programs. And it would include more of the family. And that's what the goal is in that particular program. It's a family wellness program. It all works together, but we'll be able to add those 2 additional new components to that program there.
Okay. Thank you.
And also, also focus on our youth too. We just happen to have a program called UCAN Networks, and we wanted to add that into the program. Have children working together, young adults, potential leadership. I know when I was younger, for whatever reason, North Side, East Side didn't always get along. In this program, we try to bring those kids together and start relationships now, so as they grow to leaders, we'll have folks from all sides of the community working together.
So when you say peer-to-peer, are you talking about working with like certified peer recovery specialists?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
I'm just asking. I'm going through that training myself now, and we know, especially in the behavioral health space, one, we don't have enough clinicians that
Correct.
look like the communities that they serve, and an evidence-based model that we know works is having peer recovery specialists work with those who are, suffer from a substance use disorder or mental health, have a mental illness. We know that 70% of the population has like a co-occurring disorder with mental illness as well as substance use disorder. And so love the model for peer recovery support specialists. So glad that you're incorporating that into your program.
Thank you. Our intent is to have 2 group sessions for everyone and then provide individual sessions also for people. So.
Okay.
Different.
Madam President, Mayor? Yeah, thank you, Madam President. And I would just add to one, thanks, Mr. Saunders, and to NCUS for your representation and what you all do. One of the two points I want to make. One, there was a report that was in the news today. I somewhat heard it, so if I get it wrong, don't write me about it. But because I was on a treadmill, I couldn't always hear the whole thing. But they were saying that there is a new report that's been released that says that since COVID ended, both mental health and substance abuse addiction numbers have gone up significantly. And it talked about it from a generational lens that you could see the impact on generations. And since 2020, even to 2023, and even that it continues since COVID ended, since the pandemic ended in 23, you can still see the numbers rising in both mental health and addiction services, need for services.
Yes.
The second thing that that I wanted to bring up was that we've started this conversation, these mental health conversations, and every single clinician that I've talked to have said that, to Commissioner Crawley's point, have said that they're overwhelmed with the people who are seeking services. So in one way, that's good, that more people are actually seeking services and recognizing when they need some services. But 2, the underlying issue is the need for more professionals, more clinicians, more people who are practicing, to use I'm not familiar with the peer-to-peer model, but I'm interested in it in the sense that we've got to do more because, as you said, as W.B. Du Bois pointed out, how we treat those who are sort of most vulnerable amongst us. I'd lived there a little bit too, and how we treat the most vulnerable amongst us really defines us. And more importantly, I can show you the implications and correlation on how we do economically, how we do socially, and how we progress as a community. And so I really feel like your work is frontline work. I feel like your work is in the trench work. And quite frankly, APDS has a history of focusing in, the vulnerable, but then the vulnerable in the vulnerable.
Yes, sir.
And I really appreciate that APDS does that. And then partnering with NCUS, who has a broader context of connecting wellness and health with on maybe the most vulnerable population, and connecting that with alcohol, drug addiction, and mental health services. And I really think we're on to something, and quite frankly, I'll just say when I was an advocate on the other funding, because I felt like we've got to start investing into this, because if we don't, we're going to lose control of that trench battle, And then before we know it, it's out of, we just won't have any resource. It'll be, you think about addictions in the 80s, for example, how it just took over for some time. And then we had to sort of regroup with a strategy to address at the time, the epidemic that was existing in the drug that was, took over the streets. And so it's a similar concept. And that's basically, there was a new book out, is what the reporter was saying, that was covering some of this, the spike in mental health since COVID, because it made the connection of loneliness, PTSD, all the things that from COVID, from just the COVID time, that have exacerbated the entire spectrum of mental health, addiction, and services that are needed. So I think it could be more timely.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Boyce. And I would be remiss if I did not know I'm short on time, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention that what you talked about after COVID, that online purchase of alcohol, liquor, we talk about the substance use, increased 254% during that time. And then the other thing that this funding helps us with is to increase our domestic violence program. That also increased during the COVID time period too. So our intent is to increase that enrollment by 20% on there. And I know we might be short on time. I don't know if you have anything to say on that. Said enough. But I just wanted to share. And while we do work with that deep population, one of the other things that a lot of people don't know, we work with urban, suburban, and some rural come to our place, the Afrocentric Personal Development Shop also. And so we'll continue to work with them, and I'm sure NCUS is working with that same group working together. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions. Oh, I'm sorry.
Administrator has something.
Thank you, President Crowley, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce. This is going to be a 13-week program and serve 111 clients, men and women, correct?
115, and the 13-week is for each area. There'll be 4 cohorts.
4 cohorts.
Yeah, yes.
How would individuals be screened and have the opportunity to enroll?
Yeah, all they need to do is to contact us there at APDS or with any of the partnership that we have. We can all enter into each other's program by going to any of the sites. So if they're at the NCUS Tech, doing the credentialing program, they can also be connected to APDS there. We provide a psychosocial for them and decide what level of care that we will provide. We provide ASAM, American Society of Addiction Medicine. What I love about that is the state of Ohio started requiring that from all of our behavioral health care centers 5 years ago. APDS has been doing it over 10 years, maybe 5 or 6, I'm not sure exactly. And the beauty of that is those of us who've been around for a while in that group that Director Wingo was talking about, the seniors, used to be when you relapse, you start all over. But with ASAM, it may be the counselor, it may not be the client. Or that if they did the first 3 weeks okay, we pick up on the 4th week. We don't make them start all over again. And I think that is really good in terms of that. I know I answered a little more than what you asked.
No, this work is important. I was talking with Dr. Nate Oldmeyer, the Franklin County coroner, yesterday. We were doing a podcast with Talkata County, and he was telling me that black males over 50 and over is an increasing number within his office, and they're planning a black men's mental health symposium in May. And to just continue to highlight and amplify the need to have people speak out when they're facing depression and such. It was somewhat. It wasn't surprising because I know suicide among African American males is increasing, but the fact that it was 50 and over was somewhat surprising.
The trend's been going on 3 years. Well, this is the 4th year going on in Franklin County.
So that's something I want to look into more and see how we can amplify and help them in that effort as well. When is the African American Wellness Weekend? It's usually the first week in August.
August 9th.
August 9th, okay. I just hope no one calls out Team Franklin County this year because we intend to walk away again. We are going to show up and show out in large numbers. So I'm just putting it out there. Don't challenge Team Franklin County because we will have a large contingency. I'm putting a guarantee on that. Not money, but a guarantee on it. Thank you. Thank you,
Over
President.
700, right?
It'll be large. We'll have a huge number. We're gonna turn out in large numbers because that's just how we show up.
Let's
Thank
just
you.
say that it'll be more than the city of Columbus. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Well, I think it was Pastor Young that we were competing with last time, so.
Yeah, Pastor, you got to City of Grace too. I mean, City of Grace, City of Columbus, any other counties.
CMHA, they talk.
Blew them out. Yeah, I mean, that's like the Steelers playing the Browns.
Right. Good one.
That's like the Steelers play the Browns. Come on, that's not even a question.
That was good. That was good.
So tell them what I said. Y'all can go right back to them.
I will say, if I can just add real quick before we pass this resolution, that to Administrator Wilson's point about those 50 and over, we know those 60 and over from COVID to now, the amount of the rates has increased for accidental overdoses. And when we think about our aging population, and I know Director Wingo and team is working on a summit with a partner organization called The Right Dose, looking at accidental overdoses, mixing prescriptions with alcohol is a serious issue for our aging residents, and we feel like they have been overlooked in the conversation of overdose, in the broader conversation, and we are going to be focusing on that population and making sure that they have resources and that they know how to take their medication properly, not taking more than what they're supposed to, but then not mixing them with alcohol. So to your point about alcohol purchases online, that is an issue as well. So thank you for all that you all are doing in this space. But more information to come from Director Wingo and team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, if there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 178-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 178-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 179-25, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Ohio Black Expo to support economic development in Franklin County in the amount of $195,832.
Commissioners and County Administration, the Ohio Black Expo drives collaborative efforts in improving the quality of life for Franklin County residents by addressing disparities and empowering the community in areas of education, economic development, health and wellness, and culture. This agreement will support the Ohio Black Expo, which will be held on May 24th and 25th of 2025, providing programming that includes college and resource fair, Meet Dr. B, an opportunity for youth to engage with Dr. Bertley, CEO of COSI, and his team, distributing science kits and encouraging STEM. Offering wellness and recreation opportunities for all ages. The Level Up Youth Summit, the Business Expo featuring 100 small businesses, a business directory app, and promotion of tourism and economic development in Franklin County. The Ohio Black Expo provided approximately $802,000 in revenue in 2023 and welcomed over 36,000 participants. This resolution supports the Rise Together Blueprint, goal number 13. Sherry Hamilton, President and CEO of Ohio Black Expo, is here to answer any questions and provide comments. After comments and or questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Good morning, Commissioners and Administration and everyone here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. And I also want to thank you for your support of our previous work. As she mentioned, our mission is to improve quality of life through a self-help approach to problem solving in the areas of education, economic development, youth empowerment, workforce development, support for seniors and caregivers, health and wellness, and STEM.
We're best known for our business expo, our festival, and cultural celebration, but there are many layers to our work throughout the year. And I was born and raised here in Columbus, Ohio, and after serving for 6 years in the United States Air Force, I returned home and was honored to serve our nation, and now honored to serve here at home in Franklin County by leading this organization. And in honor of Women's History Month, I do want to mention and thank our founder, Rhonda D. Robinson. We do stand on her shoulders. 45 years ago here in Columbus, she was moved to create the Columbus Black Expo to support small businesses and amplify small businesses, and we're continuing that work today. And I recently ran into a woman, I was at an event, and a woman came up to me and said that she was so happy that the Ohio Black Expo continues, that it literally changed her life back in the early 90s. And so just so honored to continue this work. And so we are focused on moving the needle on poverty in alignment with Franklin County. We understand the correlation between poverty and the social determinants of health, as well as the positive effects that economic mobility has on those social determinants of health. And so through our small business engagement, the impact has been great. In addition to the revenue for our vendors and our contractors, they're getting additional work, jobs, and contracts through their engagement with us. They're reporting repeat customers that they get through their engagement with us. And so in addition to that, we are having an effect on tourism here locally. We, at least for the last 2 years, have welcomed guests from over 33 states across the nation. And when we opened up tickets for our event this time of year in May, just on February 1st, the first 10 ticket holders came from other cities and states. So we're excited to see that people at this stage 3 years since our return are looking forward to the Ohio Black Expo and coming to visit us here and helping us to boost the local economy. And so your support today would allow us to not only continue and expand our work with the residents of and business owners here in Franklin County, the people that we serve, but also to help us continue to bring new money to the county, and through the multiplier effect, have a cascading impact for all of the residents of Franklin County. So with that, on behalf of our organization, I humbly request your approval and continued support for our work. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 179-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyd.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Resolution number 17925 has been adopted. Resolution number 18025, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with the Women's Small Business Accelerator to foster economic growth in Franklin County by supporting and promoting businesses certified as women-owned businesses and encouraging entrepreneurship in the amount of $88,876.
Commissioners and County Administration, the Women's Small Business Accelerator mission is to assist women business owners achieve their business ownership dreams through a model of empathy, mentoring, and education, thereby improving their personal lives and economy through business growth and job creation. The Women's Small Business Accelerator promotes the success of minority-owned businesses by addressing the unique challenges, including limited access to capital, mentorship, business training faced by minority women entrepreneurs in low to moderate income areas. This agreement will support outreach efforts to identify and enroll business owners from Franklinton, Hilltop, Old Town East, Short North, Wyland Park, and South Linden. The agreement will also support 50 participants in entrepreneur group training, Power Circle mentoring, monthly business topics, workshops, access to resources through membership, and tailored individual needs. This resolution supports the Rise Together Blueprint Goal Number. Pending any questions.
So,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I want to act like that didn't just happen. So, do we cut off the people online, so we're no longer online?
We are online.
We are, so
We are still
now,
online.
so people can just hear us, but no one can participate?
That's correct. We have it under control right now.
Okay, and I just want to make sure from our prosecutor that we're okay to, we don't have to be online for our meetings, correct, or no? Okay, and so,
Would you like me to, Madam President, Commissioners, would you like me to end the Zoom component of this?
I would. Yes.
Yes.
I would like that.
Just give me one second.
Yeah.
Yes, we will take a brief recess.
Commissioners, if you're ready to move forward and continue on post recess, if you could make a motion to come back, right?
we didn't make a motion to suspend, we just.
I was just testing you, Commissioners. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And this continues to be an open meeting, a public meeting, and the access that was online was a courtesy to the public. I do want to go ahead and make a statement, just let the public know that we and I condemn in the strongest terms the unacceptable and disruptive behavior that we recently exhibited in this public meeting. The display of racist and inappropriate videos not only undermines the integrity of our governance, but also tarnishes the principles of respect and inclusivity that we strive to uphold in our community each and every day. Such actions have no place in civil discourse and serve only to distract from the vital business that we are here to address. We stand united against hate and bigotry, and we will not allow the voices of division to overshadow the essential discussions that affect our county. We call upon all members of our community to promote respectful dialogue and to reject any attempts to sow discord among us. And as I said at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, that the work that we do, we will continue to be steadfast here at this county, that the work wouldn't be easy, but we will do it with ease. And that is what you will continue to see, no matter what anyone tries to do here to disrupt this good business that we do each and every day for our neighbors, our almost 1.4 million neighbors here in the county. And with that, I will open it up to my colleagues for comment.
Couldn't agree more with my colleague, Commissioner Crowley. This is work that we've been doing for some time, and we will continue to do. Call it whatever you like, but it is work that we are committed to. And I have I've been a commissioner for a long time. I've served with a lot of people, and I couldn't be more proud to serve with the two folks that I serve with now. We've experienced a lot of things here at the board. We've experienced a lot of things during our meetings. We've experienced a lot of things when we aren't sitting at this dais. But this is just another one of those things that you have to deal with. Hate is hate. You can call it whatever you want, but what we experienced this morning was simply hate. And we won't be dissuaded, and I'm certain that my colleagues won't be dissuaded. So appreciate serving with the two of you.
Likewise, absolutely.
Madam President, Commissioner O'Grady, and certainly to the members of the dais up here, everyone that's watching, listening. Let me just simply say to the people who've infiltrated our public meeting, if you think your actions have any effect on what Franklin County is doing, is going to do, and will do for the members of this community, I've got news for you. You're going to be sorely mistaken and sad. Because if anything, in my mind, this doubles down on the conversation that we have been facilitating for quite some time, which is that this Franklin County is everyone's Franklin County. This Franklin County is a big tent where we encourage and include everyone. And so I know that Madam Prosecutor is going to make some comments, but I'll just simply end by saying this. We've asked both law enforcement to be involved, the prosecutor to be engaged, and for those of you who think that you can disrupt the business of Franklin County, I have news for you. You can't, and you won't. And we will continue to deliver the top-notch representation that we have, and that kind of activity won't be tolerated. And quite frankly, you started something. Because if you think we're going to sit back and just allow you to do it again, got news for you. We're coming. We're coming because this is important work and this is the people's business. And I know I stand firm with my colleagues when I say we refuse to allow anyone to disrupt that. This is real work affecting real lives and real people. Your childish antics and your hateful ways are rejected, intolerant. Well, we'll be intolerant of that, and we'll do everything we can to the fullest extent of Franklin County and the law to do that.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will turn it over to Madam Prosecutor.
President Crawley, Commissioner Boyce, and Commissioner O'Grady, as well as County Administration leadership, please allow me also the opportunity to officially condemn the conduct that was meant to disturb the business of this legislative body through the depiction of hateful, racist, and inflammatory footage. Public meetings promote transparency in decision-making processes by allowing the public to witness discussions and provide their opinions directly to officials. I want to be clear that we are still adhering to all public meeting laws. Our doors are open. The public can still provide testimony. But this is unacceptable behavior, and it will not be tolerated. Know that a complaint will be filed by the Board of Commissioners with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, which will result in an investigation by the Sheriff's Office. And I, as the prosecutor, will not hesitate to prosecute any behavior that seeks to violate the law and undermine the business of Franklin County. I want to thank our county leadership as well as our commissioners for remaining steadfast in their commitment to representing every resident every single day in our community unapologetically. Thank you.
Madam President, I have a question, and I don't know if the prosecutor can answer this, and it's okay if you can't, I understand. But I believe that unlawful disruption of a public meeting, is that a felony? Or is that, do we know?
Don't worry, sir, we'll be on it.
Yeah, okay. I just want, for those who might be listening, just so you know.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam President. We do have to still have a motion for Resolution 18025. We have not voted on that item.
If there are no further comments or. If there are no further comments or questions on Resolution 180-25, move for passage.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18025 has been adopted.
Thank you. Next up, we have Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 18125, resolution authorizing an agreement with Greater Columbus Sister Cities International for services that foster economic opportunity and cultural partnerships between Franklin County and international communities in the amount of $225,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning. This first resolution seeks your approval for the 2025 Annual Partner Contract Agreement with Greater Columbus Sister Cities International to encourage international commerce and relationships. As part of this agreement, sister cities will continue implementing programs and sister city trips to promote international trade and investment within our region for the purpose of economic impact and local employment growth. They will also support current international initiatives throughout the county and facilitate continued discussions about adding future sister cities throughout the world with direct connections to Franklin County and its residents. I am pleased to report that sister cities completed all and exceeded many of the benchmarks set forth in their 2024 contract. A full report was included in the resolution packet for your review. With us today, we have Jamie Staley, Executive Director of Greater Columbus Sister Cities International, to share some highlights of their accomplishments and great work being done. After her remarks and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration, Prosecutor
morning.
Favor. I am honored to stand with you today to talk about what makes us better as a community, and that is relationships with folks that are different from us, experiences that highlight opportunities for trade and investment, for collaboration and partnership with our sister cities around the world. 2024 was another banner year for this organization that included facilitation of dialogue between local small business groups, conversations on items with larger business areas of focus, including things like global sports and the impact that that has on the economic development footprint of the city and region. But I want to be a little condensed in my comments today because I want to make sure we have an opportunity to hear from the folks that are standing behind me. Part of Sister Cities' mission is always to dive into policy, to understand how we can learn from one another. And one of the things we're most proud of is our global leadership program called CIRCLE, which stands for Creating International Relationships Through Cultural Leadership Education. And I'm going to turn it over to two of our fellows from our last cohort.
Good morning, Commissioners.
You can push that button on the right there.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. I am Tammy Paul Seagay. I am a Circle Fellow, and I am the Regional Talent Manager at One Columbus, the region's economic development organization. I help businesses navigate the workforce ecosystem to help find and develop talent all throughout the region, and more specifically, in this case, Franklin County. In our delegation through the Circle Fellowship, I got to see how other communities were developing their young talent through apprenticeship models, and saw a joint training center offered to individuals where they got to learn the skill trades and got to focus on a technical education. We got to experience how a BRT creates access to job opportunities in a community. And in any true exchange, I was also happy to share all of the great things happening in our region through like the building of a shared semiconductor curriculum with different educational partners throughout the state that happened in 6 months. That would usually take a year. After the delegation, I came back with new ideas and added passion for the work to be the most prosperous region in the nation. Thank you for your time.
Go ahead and bring it up for me.
Good morning. My name is Naima Ilmi. I have the special opportunity to serve as an advocate for youth experiencing homelessness through Star House, as well as an advocate for youth violence prevention through our work through Afrocentric Personal Development Shop. I have the opportunity today to share more about the impact that has been made through the Columbus Sister Cities program. Participating in the Columbus Sister Cities Circle program was a transformative experience that deepened my understanding of adaptive leadership and challenged our limited beliefs as individuals within leadership and the systems that we navigate. This program isn't about developing leadership skills, it's about learning how to navigate complexity, embrace change, and build meaningful global connections and understanding to support our diverse communities. The Circle program encouraged us to think beyond understanding our why. We also explored our how, who, and what. How do we take action in meaningful ways? Who do we need to collaborate with to make real, lasting impact? And what steps will we use to turn our vision into reality? These were the kinds of questions that pushed us to grow. Through immersive workshops and international delegation experiences, we were forced to step outside of our comfort zones. We tackled real-world challenges that required adaptive thinking, teamwork, and a willingness to let go of old assumptions. Weeks of showing up to program days with absolutely no idea what to expect translated into always carrying an extra pair of socks no matter where I go. Finding myself in Dresden, navigating their bus and train systems with no GPS because everything is in German. Getting lost a few times and making connections with the community members that graciously guided me to my destination. Engaging in thoughtful discussions with youth of the Dresden Exchange Program, an educational exchange program established with the Circle program that connects Columbus State students and students of the BizTech Trade School. These youth shared how there's been a lasting impact made in their communities based on the connections that they've made with youth in Columbus. They highlighted the emphasis that our community has on civic engagement and community development and leadership development, and how they're going to take those skills and take it on to their schools. I'm a stronger leader today because of the lessons that I've learned through the Circle program and the lasting connections I've made. We've learned that our community spans well beyond what is in our front door, but our community as a whole is our globe. Thank you.
Happy to take any questions.
I don't have any questions. I just have a comment. You know, I absolutely love Sister Cities International and all that you do to, forge relationships in other countries, other cities. And it's not just about forging relationships, it's about learning and exchanging of ideas and perspectives. I talk about it all the time. My my first Sister Cities trip, and the only one that I've been on so far, to Brazil, and looking at their bus rapid transit system and how that gave me so much knowledge and education to ask different questions as it related to Link Us Here. Even now, as that the people voted to pass that initiative, being able to talk to innovators there and see it firsthand and talk to community members just made me a better leader, and being able to be more educated and ask the important questions and different questions for that initiative. And that experience I will remember for the rest of my life. And so I know that my colleagues have gone on other trips and have learned different things, but for me that was phenomenal. Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
That is not a true statement, Commissioner Boyce.
So I just want to say thank you for all that you do, and for our community members in the cohorts and the circles too. So thank you. Thanks.
Madam President.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Your words are really well said. And although I've not been had the opportunity to experience the Sister Cities experience and relationship, what I do know about international relations is exactly what you illustrated or laid out, President Crawley, which is that you learn something about better governance. While America is a very developed country, And with a lot of the most advanced technologies, there are often so many things that you can pick up that are nuances even to the technology or the processes that we experience here in America. And so I know Commissioner Crawley was a big advocate of Link Us and did ask questions that I know probably generated from those experiences. And so definitely this is one of those, people may not see it, but this is an economic investment because it strengthens our community, which undergirds our economic activity in the region. And that, to me, is why you invest in programs like this, because, and then providing our residents with those experiences in different ways too, at different levels, whether it's leadership and getting engaged and involved at the civic level, or to experience other countries and take ideas or be inspired by that experience to come here and deploy whatever you learned there. So, I'm absolutely confident that there's more to come from all of you, and look forward to that. Congratulations to both of the ladies that are here today on your experiences, and we'll look forward to seeing those contributions here in Central Ohio.
Yeah,
Madam President.
absolutely.
So I'm excited about this because, you know, I've been friends with Jamie for a long time, and this is the first time in a public setting that I've been able to really get a chance to grill her. So
Great news,
no,
Commissioner.
so couple of things, if I might. Commissioner Boyce and I especially, but Commissioner Crow, we all talk about but Commissioner Boyce and I in particular talk about the Columbus, the Franklin County that we grew up in. And the fact that, you know, years ago when we were young, this community was nowhere near as diverse as it is today. In Franklin County and in Columbus, we speak so many languages today that we didn't speak in the past. We are a much more diverse, much more ethnically diverse community than we used to be back in the day. We speak hundreds of languages in Central Ohio. Well, I shouldn't say we. There are hundreds of languages in Central Ohio that are spoken today. There's an expectation. I believe there's an expectation from the community that I speak to, from the community that I represent, from the community that I know. I think there's there's an expectation that we are, from an economic development standpoint, that we are doing business internationally, doing business globally. I hear about it all the time from the business community. I hear about it all the time from our partners. And now that being said, you know, Commissioner Crowley's made one Sister Cities trip. Commissioner Boyce has not made any yet. I've been a commissioner for 16, I'm in my 17th year. I've made 3 Sister Cities trips. I've been to 3 different of our sister cities. I've traveled with our partners at the city. I've traveled with 3 different directors of Sister Cities International. And we have 10 sister cities. I'm not trying to make it to all 10 of our sister cities. And I know that we are in conversation to expand, you know, our sister cities and maybe have a few more here in the near future. I, along with Commissioner Crowley, think that this is a fantastic program. I'm happy to see that we are increasing our contribution to the program. I think that the more that we can do business globally, the more that we can seek to encourage more international economic development here in Central Ohio, the better off that we are. I've learned more and more about the Circle program. I think that Franklin County's involvement in that has been tremendous. And so I think that I'm glad that we're a partner with Columbus Sister Cities. I'm glad that we have been involved over the years. We don't have an annual trip. It's not like this is something that we do, you know, but we do have an annual investment. And so I think that it's important for us to make an annual investment in Columbus Sister Cities. And I think that it's important that we are, I know we have a board member. Our Deputy County Administrator, Chris Long, serves on your board. I think that that's also important. And so we are invested, and I think it's really crucial for us to be invested in what you guys are doing on a regular basis, and that we are invested not only financially in what Sister Cities does, but that we are invested from a thought process in what Columbus Sister Cities does. So thank you for coming this morning, both not only you and Kelly, but also your fellows. We appreciate you coming and sharing this morning, but also we appreciate being involved in what Columbus Sister Cities does.
Thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 181-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18125 has been adopted. Resolution number 18225, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Administrator to execute on behalf of the Franklin County Commissioners the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Latasha L. Williams at 437 Cumberland Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43213.
Commissioners, Franklin County resident Latasha L. Williams received a 10-year forgivable housing assistance loan on April 18, 2014, in the amount of $15,000 from this board. A mortgage securing the loan was filed of record. Having found that the terms of the loan have been satisfied, the mortgage has expired, all taxes are current, and no transfers have occurred, staff recommends the approval of this request for discharge. If approved, the Franklin County Administrator, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, would execute the discharge of mortgage prepared by the Prosecutor's Office. Pending any questions, I respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
All right, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 182-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18225 has been adopted. Resolution number 18325, case number ANX-02-25, review of petition to annex 8.618 acres more or less from Franklin Township to the City of Columbus.
Commissioners, this last resolution considers an expedited Type 2 annexation petition from Franklin Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed, as described in the petition, includes Franklin County Auditor's Office parcel IDs 140, 3344, and 140-312, located on North Hague Avenue. Approximately 37% of the site's perimeter is contiguous to the City of Columbus. The city has passed an ordinance indicating that services will be provided once the annexation is approved. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code. I'd like to note that upon finding that all requirements are met, this board is required to approve the annexation. And pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 183-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18325 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 18425, resolution authorizing 7 subgrant awards for juvenile justice and delinquency prevention programming under the FY 2023 Title II Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Formula Block Grant in the amount of $165,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Leadership. Rochelle Pride, Director for the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. This first resolution before you requests your approval of the 7 subawards totaling $165,000 through our FY23 Title II Juvenile Delinquency Prevention Grant Program. OJPP released a competitive solicitation seeking proposals in alignment with the Title II grant guidelines. Through our peer review process, 5 continuation and 2 new grant proposals were selected for funding. Programs include Central Ohio Youth for Christ, Godman Guild, Breaking Barriers, For My Wish Foundation, Femergy, City of Grace, and Foundation of Love for Youth. All programs are intended to support youth and families who are at risk of juvenile justice involvement and supports goals number 9 and 11 of our Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 184-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18425 has been adopted. Resolution number 18525, resolution authorizing 3 subgrant awards for community-based services for individuals diverted from the prison system and/or at risk for future criminal justice involvement under the FY 2025 Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Grant Program in the amount of $249,393.50.
The second resolution does request your approval of the 3 sub-grant awards. Specifically, the first sub-award in the amount of $139,393.50 will support the ability for the Franklin County Community-Based Correctional Facility to offer medicated assistant treatment to residents by offsetting the cost of the medications not covered by the state's reimbursement program, and will support their ability to hire their full-time peer support specialists. The second award is to Cornerstone Promise to support short-time emergency housing and case management for individuals released from jail indicating homelessness. And the third award will go to Venetian Ohio Action Network in the amount of $50,000, which will support their ability to hire staff to provide frontline engagement, emergency assistance, and linkage to services for those impacted by our justice system. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 185-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 185-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 186-25, resolution authorizing licensing agreements with Lincoln Theater Association and the Prison Within LLC for a documentary screening and panel event in recognition of 2025 Second Chance Month and Reentry Week in the amount of $9,044.
This resolution will support the agreement with Prison Within LLC and the Lincoln Theater for a screening of a documentary, The Prison Within, which will take place on April 29th, which is National Reentry Week. This resolution focuses on the importance of the hopeful message of transformation, restorative justice, connection, and healing for both individuals impacted by a justice system as well as our community abroad. One of the things that I want to highlight here, and many will ask, why a documentary, why a visual aid to this particular issue? I want to highlight that our State Department of Corrections has proposed and projected that by 2027, we are seeing an increase in approximately 1,000 residents entering our state correctional facilities. Within 30 miles of Franklin County, we have our 2 jails, our youth detention facility, and 6 state facilities where their populations indicate that they will be returning back to our community. We understand the mental health impacts, substance use, and all the things that lead to incarceration. And so this will serve as a model and a visual aid for us to highlight the power of restorative justice within these populations and how do we bridge the gap of them returning to our community. So with your support, we are excited to bring this documentary to our community, which will be also including a moderated panel with those who are involved in the documentary. Pending any questions, we will ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 186-25. I know there's a listing of abstention here, but I've been advised by our deputy prosecutor that I do not have to abstain on this, so I'm voting.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 186-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 187-25, resolution authorizing a professional service contract agreement with Marshall White for peer support and case management services for justice-involved residents served through the Female Pathways Program in the amount of $50,400.
Our further resolution requests approval of this professional services agreement with Ms. Marcia White for the provision of case management and peer support services for our Female Pathways Program. Ms. Marcia has been with our Pathways Program since its inception in 2018 and has been one of our premier peer support specialists in this effort. I want to take a moment of privilege to thank our guest, Mr. Saunders, who spoke earlier about this important model and highlighting that JPP has been using this model for the latter part of 8 years and really trying to create the connectivity and continuity that you spoke about. So we thank you for your partnership and serving as a co-chair to our Reentry Advisory Board as we continue those efforts. Ms. Marcia has been on contract with Franklin County via her employment with Impact Community Action, and after a long and distinctive career, Ms. Marcia announced her retirement from Impact Community Action, but would like to remain a support with us at JPP and has agreed to continue serving as a Pathways professional. Funding will be supported by our FY23 Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Grant funding, and this resolution aligns with Goal 2 of our Rise Together blueprint. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 187-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Resolution number 187-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 188-25, Resolution authorizing non-general fund supplemental appropriations for the Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Fund.
The TCAP program, as we refer to it as the Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison, supports a multitude of programs intended to offer alternatives to prison and jail confinement. TCAP is authorized through the State of Ohio biennium budget. Additional appropriations will help to ensure that we have the necessary appropriations to finish out the FY '24 and '25 awards, terminating June 30th of '25, and issuance of new awards through FY '26 and '27 through the TCAP program. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 188-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 18825 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have sanitary engineering.
Resolution number 18925, resolution authorizing an updated private water and sewer agreement with East Galloway Development LLC for the construction of a private water main and sanitary sewer collection system in the amount of $150,000.
Is it still morning? Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. Janine Hummer, First Assistant Chief Counsel, on behalf of Shayla Favor, Prosecuting Attorney. This resolution would approve an updated version of the private water and sewer agreement with East Galloway Development. This would also void the previous version that was passed by the Commissioners. Inadvertently, a version that was updated to the resolution process was not the most up-to-date version. It doesn't change the monetary value of this agreement, but rather it addresses a few terms that need to be part of the updated agreement. This resolution will also ratify the actions that were taken and void out the original agreement. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 189-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 18925 has been adopted. Resolution number 19025, resolution authorizing a contract between the Board of Commissioners of Franklin County, Ohio, and Raftellus Financial Consultants Incorporated for professional consulting services in the amount of $120,840.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. The resolution in front of you would authorize an agreement with Raftellus Financial Consultants to assist the Sanitary Engineering Department on rate modeling and other professional consultation services. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 190-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 19025 has been adopted.
Thank you. Next up, we have purchasing.
Resolution number 19125, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $6,579,290.48.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Matthew, Assistant Director of Purchasing. This resolution, requests your approval of 190 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. And with me, joining me this morning is Andrina Austin, Economic Equity Administrator for the Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Andrina will have the supplier diversity data. Good morning, Andrina.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. 16 of the purchase orders being presented are being awarded to small and emerging businesses totaling $190,889.24. These awards are dispersed as follows: 3% to small emerging businesses, 11% to women-owned businesses, and 2% to minority-owned businesses. Once approved, 6 agencies will provide equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week, and these agencies are Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, the Engineer's Office, Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Public Defender, Public Facilities Management, and the Sheriff's Department. Year-to-date, Franklin County Board of Commissioners agencies have awarded 108 purchase orders to small and emerging businesses totaling $3,706,248.08. And pending any questions or concerns, we respectfully request your approvals.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 191-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 19125 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 19225, Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $532,905.16.
Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 9 purchase orders. The county auditor has pre-certified available funding, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 19225.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 19225 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Next up, Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 15425, resolution authorizing the county administrator to enter into a funding agreement with the Affordable Housing Trust to create more affordable home ownership and rental housing and to strengthen neighborhoods within Franklin County in the amount of $4 million.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Tularic with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution is the annual agreement with the Affordable Housing Trust to receive 1/2 of $1 of the permissive conveyance fee on a quarterly basis. Based on the estimates for conveyance fee collections in the 2025 budget, it is estimated that the Affordable Housing Trust will receive $4 million. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 15425.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 15425 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 19325, resolution accepting the amended amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission for collection in calendar year 2025 and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
This resolution, the board, Commissioners, you previously approved Resolution 723-24, certifying the necessary tax levies to be collected in 2025. At the time, the Children's Services Levy that was on the ballot last November was not included, pending the results of the election. The resolution before you today is necessary to recertify the rates and amounts with the Children's Services Levy, given its approval by the voters. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 193-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 19325 has been adopted. Resolution number 19425, resolution authorizing a commitment for a grant in an amount not to exceed $12,500,000 to the Affordable Housing Trust to be used towards a loan to Nuveen Global Investments, LLC, or a Nuveen affiliate for the construction of approximately 1,000 affordable residential units in the amount of $12,500,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Robin Moorhead, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney on behalf of Franklin County Prosecutor Shayla Favor. This resolution approves a commitment by the Board of Commissioners for a grant to the Affordable Housing Trust in an amount not to exceed $12.5 million for the construction, rehabilitation, or redevelopment of approximately 1,000 affordable housing units to be located at 525 Sawyer Boulevard and 777 Wedgewood. The grant contemplated by this resolution is intended to fund a loan to address a portion of the funding gap that Nuveen has indicated currently exists for these projects. The county previously granted $6 million to Nuveen for the construction of approximately 225 affordable housing units to be constructed at 620 Norton Road, and then an additional $19 million to be divided among the Sawyer Boulevard and Wedgewood projects. Nuveen is committed to working in good faith to secure additional funding sources, including from the state of Ohio, and the full amount of the grant will be determined once those additional funding sources have been established. So to that, the total not to exceed amount of $12.5 million may be reduced depending on, again, the final amount of that additional funding. The grant is also subject to the Affordable Housing Trust Nuveen and the county negotiating and agreeing to all loan terms. It is also subject to the City of Columbus committing and approving funding toward the Nuveen affordable housing projects in an amount not less than $37,500,000, which may also be reduced according to the additional funding amounts. And finally, the grant is contingent upon final approval by this board of a grant agreement between Franklin County and the Board of Commissioners and the Affordable Housing Trust. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 194-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 194-25 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 195-25, resolution appointing and reappointing members to the Franklin County Criminal Justice Planning Board.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Melissa Kohler, Assistant Director of Community Appointments, and I'm joined by Director Pride, Justice Policy and Programs. This resolution appoints and reappoints members to the Franklin County Criminal Justice Planning Board. Those individuals appointed include elected officials, representatives of community organizations and agencies, and employees of the City of Columbus and Franklin County. If you have any questions, Director Pride would be happy to answer those, and after that, we would respectfully request approval of this resolution.
Well, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 195-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 195-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 196-25, resolution appointing and reappointing members to the Franklin County Community Corrections Planning Board.
And this resolution appoints and reappoints members to the Franklin County Community Corrections Planning Board. Again, individuals appointed to the planning board include elected officials, representatives of community organizations and agencies, employees of the City of Columbus and Franklin County. And Director Pride can answer any questions you may have. And after that, we would respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 196-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 196-25 has been adopted. Resolution number 197-25, resolution appointing and reappointing members to the Franklin County Reentry Advisory Board.
This final resolution appoints and reappoints members to the Franklin County Reentry Advisory Board. And pending any questions, we would respectfully request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 197-25.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Resolution number 197-25 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go to generalizations, I want to turn it over to Madam Prosecutor for a point of personal privilege.
Thank you, President Crawley, to Commissioners O'Grady, as well as Boyce and county leadership and honored guests. As we embark on our 10th week in this office, we're excited about the future of the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. Now more than ever, and what has transpired today helps to underscore what I'm getting ready to say, that I wholeheartedly believe that despite the rhetoric that we might hear, that every public institution should reflect the community that it serves. And so it is my honor to officially introduce and welcome the newest members to the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. Dexter Dorsey will serve as the new Deputy Director of Litigation for the Civil Division. Mr. Dorsey was formerly with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office before moving to the litigation unit of the Columbus City Attorney's Office. Mr. Dorsey is not only an excellent attorney, but he will be a phenomenal partner in this office, and so we are incredibly honored that he has chosen to return to the county. We're also excited to welcome Ms. Monica Harris back to the Prosecutor's Office. Most recently, she was serving as an assistant to the magistrates in our probate court, and previously she served as a legal secretary in the prosecutor's office. I am beyond excited that Ms. Harris will be serving as my new executive assistant, and I know everyone on this dais can attest to how crazy our schedules can be. And so when I say that we're all beaming with joy that Ms. Harris is here, there is a collective relief from my team that we have someone finally who is ready and willing and able to tackle the work that lies ahead. And then last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Sarah Pomeroy, who will lead a new unit that we are creating that will work to address violent crime and criminal activity through the abatement of nuisance properties. Having previously served as an assistant city attorney with the Property Action Team, Ms. Pomeroy will serve as the Deputy Director of our companion department, that will work to educate, enforce, and eliminate nuisance activity across our county. This was an idea that I spoke about in great detail as I worked to share my vision with voters across our county, and so I'm elated that we are officially turning that vision into a reality. There are a lot of great things that are happening at the prosecutor's office, but what truly excites me is the opportunity to not only invest in the personal development of all of our members of our staff, but our goal to recruit and retain talent that truly reflects the rich diversity of Franklin County. And so I am incredibly grateful to our commissioners and our county leadership who do more than just talk the talk, but literally demonstrate their commitment to these values through their leadership every day. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just
Welcome.
want to say, Madam President, so in that last part you were saying, basically, we're better than the city. Is that what you said? I'm just saying, okay. I thought that's what I heard embedded in some of that comment.
There's always somebody already betting to take care
Welcome to Team Franklin County. Happy to have
For
you
sure.
here. With that, Madam Clerk, are there any journalizations?
We have one today. Under the authority granted by Resolution Number 39224, intergovernmental agreements, the county administrator executed an action on January 21st, 2025, to approve an SCP maintenance agreement with the City of Columbus for 900 Hague Avenue. This action has been recorded to fulfill the monthly journalization requirement outlined in the resolution, and this has been presented to each of you today. The list provided to you will also be captured in today's meeting minutes.
Thank you. If there is no additional business to come before the board, we are adjourned. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Hey, are we